Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sustainable Fitness Diary. This is episode number 15. There is just something about personal connection you just can't replace. Since I started in the fitness industry in 2019, I've always pictured myself working in person, having lots of clients, real relationships, and maybe even opening a gym one day. But then COVID happened in 2020 and online coaching just exploded. Everyone was suddenly talking about working from anywhere, scaling to hundreds of clients and building what it's called now the laptop lifestyle. So I just told myself that that should be my dream too. I really tried hard. I wanted to build online programs. I've even hired a business mentor. I planned content strategies. I told myself this was the future I needed to adapt. But looking back, I never really built much of anything. I would do a bit here, a bit there, never enough to actually move the needle. There was no fire behind it, and for a long time I couldn't figure out why. Why I just wasn't creating content like everyone else seemed to be. Why did every step feel like dragging myself through the mud? Maybe I was just scared or just not committed enough. That wasn't it though. It took me a couple of years to see what was actually going on. I just got this idea that the only real path forward for a personal trainer is to go online. That staying on the gym floor is somehow the lesser option, something you graduate out of. And I never actually liked the idea. Sitting at a computer doing check-ins and writing programs all day just didn't sit right with me. Then I finally admitted something that should have been obvious from the start. I just really love in-person training. And it's definitely not because someone told me that's the right path. It's because it's what I actually want right now, at least in this season of my life. I just really love being in the room while someone works through something hard. I love watching their face when they hit a new PR or finally get a movement they've been struggling with for weeks. I really like the conversation that happened between sets, the real stuff that never really translates through the screen. There's something about being physically present with someone, help them with the technique and watching their progress happen in the actual real time, and it just feels right to me. Once I stopped fighting that, everything just got a little bit easier. It was almost like a relief. I wasn't building the business the way I have been told I should. I was building it the way I want. To be clear, both online and in-person coaching have their upsides. I still offer online coaching and I probably always will. I'm not trying to pick a side. I'm actually trying to find the balance that actually works for me. Online gives me flexibility and lets me reach people who aren't local. And it also gives me space for the content and community work I really enjoy. In-person gives me the connection, the immediate feedback, the satisfaction of being fully present with someone while they're working out. I don't have to choose one over the other. I just don't want to be really chasing someone else's version of success. The one where real success means going like fully online and scaling. The whole time I was chasing that, I was actually ignoring what I wanted, which meant I wasn't building anything, just feeling stuck and wondering why nothing was working. And I want you to know that this isn't just only about coaching. I was talking a lot about myself, but in your case, if you've been told you should want something, whether that is a certain type of training, a specific fitness goal, or even a whole lifestyle, and it just doesn't sit right. Maybe it's not what you want. Maybe it's what someone else decided for you. Maybe you've been told things like you have to train 5 days a week, when 3 is actually more realistic for you. Do high rocks because that's what's trending right now, when you might prefer to lift heavy weights, or lose weight when you actually want to just feel strong, look certain way when you just prefer to know how you actually feel, or build a certain kind of life when it doesn't line up what you actually value. And you keep trying to force yourself to want it because everything in social media is telling you to get excited about it, to make it work, but it never quite does because it's just not aligned with your values and with your life circumstances. So here's something I want you to ask. What do you actually want from your fitness or your life? Once you strip away what you think you are supposed to want, drop what the influencers are selling, what do you actually want, not the version of you trying to keep up with everyone else's idea of success. When I stopped trying to build the online empire I thought I should want and lean into the in-person work I actually love, everything changed. I stopped feeling stuck. I stopped wondering why I wasn't making any progress. I started building something sustainable because it finally matched what I genuinely wanted. Your path doesn't have to look like anyone else's. You don't have to chase the goals everyone else wants or build the life everyone else is building. You just have to be honest about what actually works for you and follow that. Even when it's different, even when it's not what's trending. The only wrong path is the one you are walking because someone else convinced you it's where you should be. Now, some things really are backed by research and other people's hard-won experience. Strength training matters, so does cardio, so does eating healthy, but you get to decide how those things fit into your life and adjust as your life changes, so you keep moving forward on your own terms. So if you've been feeling stuck, unmotivated, or like you're just going through the motions with your fitness or anything else, ask yourself, am I doing this because I actually want to or because I think I should? And if the honest answer is should, what would it look like to let that go and find what actually want to work on instead? Because sustainable fitness, sustainable anything really, needs alignment between what you are doing and what you actually value. You can't build that while you are still chasing someone else's dream. And that is all for today's episode. It was a short one. I hope you took something away from it, and I will talk to you very soon.